Imagine someone handed you $10 million today. You'd probably think your financial worries were over. No more counting every expense, no more wondering if you'll ever be successful, and no more lying awake at night thinking about money. You'd finally feel rich, right? Then explain this. Why are there people worth millions or even billions who still wake up feeling like they don't have enough? The answer has very little to do with money and everything to do with the way the human mind is built. Because the greatest financial trap isn't poverty, it's the belief that just a little more will finally be enough. Can you feel rich without actually being wealthy? Most people would probably say no. After all, we've been taught that being rich is measured by the size of your bank account, the house you own, the car you drive, or the lifestyle you can afford. The more money you have, the richer you're supposed to feel. It sounds obvious, almost unquestionable. But if that's true, why do so many people who have everything still feel like they don't have enough? Why do billionaires continue working long hours after they've earned more money than they could ever spend? And why do some people with ordinary incomes seem genuinely content while others spend their lives feeling like they're always one step behind? Maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Perhaps the real question isn't how much money makes someone rich. It's why so many wealthy people never actually feel that way. We often imagine that money is the finish line. We tell ourselves that once we reach a certain income, buy the house we've always wanted, or finally feel financially secure, everything else will fall into place. We'll get to relax, we'll stop worrying, we'll finally feel like we've made it. But think back to the biggest financial goal you've ever achieved. Maybe it was your first paycheck, your first car, or the moment you saw more money in your bank account than you ever seen before. At the time, it felt like a turning point. You believed life would be different from then on. And for a while, it was. Then something quietly changed. The excitement faded. The thing you once dreamed of became normal. Before you even noticed, your mind had already found another goal to chase. This is one of the strange things about being human. We don't stay impressed for very long. Yesterday's dream becomes today's expectation, and today's expectation becomes tomorrow's minimum. The finish line doesn't just disappear. It simply moves a little further away. But that's only half the story. The other half is comparison. No matter how much we have, there's almost always someone with a little more. A bigger home, a better job, a more impressive lifestyle. And in a world where we're constantly exposed to the highlights of other people's lives, it's easy to believe that everyone else is getting ahead while we're still standing still. The problem isn't that we have too little. The problem is that we're measuring our lives against people who were never supposed to be our measuring stick. And that's a race with no finish line. The strange irony is that our income grows. Our expectations often grow with it. The thing that once felt luxurious slowly becomes ordinary. Comfort becomes normal. Success becomes expected. We stop noticing how far we've come because we're too busy looking at how much further we could go. Maybe that's why money alone struggles to make people feel rich. Because most people aren't really chasing money. They're chasing what they believe money will give them. Freedom, security, peace of mind, the ability to spend time with the people they love without constantly worrying about tomorrow. Money can certainly help create those things, but somewhere along the way, many of us begin believing that those feelings can only exist after reaching the next milestone. We postpone contentment, convincing ourselves that happiness is waiting just beyond one more promotion, one more investment, or just one more race. But if peace is always waiting in the future will never arrive. Perhaps that's why some of the wealthiest people in the world continue to chase more. At a certain point, money stops being a tool and becomes a scoreboard. And scoreboards never tell you that you've won enough. They simply invite you to keep scoring higher. So maybe being wealthy and feeling rich were never the same thing. Wealth is measured by numbers. Feeling rich is measured by perspective. One lives in your bank account, the other lives in your mind. None of this means ambition is wrong. Wanting a better life is part of being human. Earning more money can create opportunities, solve real problems, and provide security for the people we love. There's nothing wrong with striving for more. But perhaps the greatest mistake we make is believing that more and enough are the same thing. Because if your definition of enough keeps moving, no amount of money will ever allow you to catch it. Maybe true wealth begins the moment you stop asking, what else do I need to feel rich? And start asking, what do I already have that I once prayed for? Perhaps that's what being rich was meant to feel like all along. I'd like to end my video with a reference to an interview I saw a while ago. If I were to give you $10 million today, would you accept it? Yes, right? But the condition is that you will not wake up tomorrow. Will you still take the $10 million? The answer is probably no. That means that waking up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Bye!